and excited to know Rohan more in detail, friends. Let's welcome Rohan Agarwal, friends. Rohan is also raising the awareness towards plastic use, friend, which is going to be a biggest concern for the world. So we need to know that more in detail, and if really Rohan is going to go to Siberia by walk, he is going to be the first Indian to start from India and reach there by walk. And if this is going to happen, tomorrow he is going to be a celebrity, friends, and we will not be able to catch him so easily. So let's explore Rohan today more with me. Stay with us till the end to see this wonder boy.
And thank you so much for coming to the channel Traveler's Treasure, Unstoppable Digital Traveling. And I'm really delighted to have you on the show today. Thank you so much. How are you feeling?
Namaskar. I'm really grateful you invited me for this talk, and it would be my pleasure to talk my experiences and all my thing, how I do my journey across India. Thanks a really lot for letting me come and speak over here.
Thank you. Rohan, of course, we all know you now. You are quite popular from, thanks to digital media, we all know you. But, to people who do not know you now, suppose if I have to ask you how Rohan will describe Rohan, what do you like to say? How would you like to describe yourself?
I may say I am a person who is on a yatra, who is traveling across the India by the way of Gurukulam. They used to practice in the olden times, called as Deshatan, and I'm going by walk and also lift in on the ways, and also doing other things like to tell people about giving the message to the people about humanity and about brotherhood, and also on the other case spreading awareness regarding plastic pollution.
Great, that's absolutely good. And how do you do that? You basically speak with them and you try to convey them and unknown people. Like, how do you do that? How do you try to spread those information?
So as I said, when I go on my yatra, I go by walk and lift. So whenever I go by walk, I always try to talk with people. I am very inquisitive about learning about different religion, culture, and also languages. So when I first I get into conversation, I ask deeper level of questions. So when I get into conversation, when I create a bond with them, I try to indulge my thoughts. I try to put up my thoughts in a respectful manner to make their mind in a certain way, like they believe on my motives about humanity, and also by giving some examples, and on the other side about awareness of plastic also, because plastic nowadays become a bigger problem in a large scale. We don't have noticed that, but when we don't notice, but still it has become a bigger problem, because nowadays people can live without a phone, but living without a plastic is almost impossible, because everything from our phone case to this mic and everything is plastic. So eliminating plastic is a very big deal, but I may say like plastic we cannot eliminate, but we can definitely reduce, reuse and recycle. But for me, I don't believe in recycling, and even we don't have to, because in all of the total world, in the global average of recycling of the plastic is only 9%. When I say about average of the world, it's all including all the countries. So just imagine a country like India, which doesn't have so much of resources to recycle all the things like that. It doesn't have more than 2 to 3% of recycling of plastic. So recycling of plastic is almost negligible. We have to more focus on reduce first of all, and then later we can focus on reuse, because if we buy, then only we can reuse. But if we can eliminate on the matters of reduce only, we don't use only, it's the best.
Right, so that's the best part of it, to eliminate it completely, in fact. Now Rohan, since this is a travel channel and my interest would be towards traveling, I often wonder, what is that comes to your mind when you hear the word traveling? What does traveling mean to you, Rohan?
For me, traveling is almost like kind of my lifestyle. It's just inbuilt like my lifestyle. It's nothing less than a lifestyle for me. I don't see travel as a travel. I see travel as a lifestyle, as more of learning thing, as more of enriching, seeing new things, learning always, learning new things. That's what travel is for me.
That's great to know. And how long you have been traveling like this now?
So for me, traveling has been almost like for 3 years. And I mean like on this yatra, I've been since 500 days. So there's a difference. Yatra I've been for 500 days, and the journey of travel has been for 3 years.
So earlier you used to not travel by walk, right? So how you used to travel? You used to walk by train, bus, you used to travel with your family members or alone?
For me, like my family is not travel oriented, so they don't travel normally, and they don't promote even travel at the back times. So when I gone, like it was very conflict situation. It was very difficult situation to get out these things and convince my parents and all things. But yeah, in the starting, I tried to not obey their all the rules, all the perspective they had, because I believe like our parents and the sons and the daughters doesn't have the same mindset. Even the twins which are born doesn't have the same mindset, because the parents and their sons have born and brought up in a different era. They have met different people. They have met different events. They have different perspective. They have different nature. They have different environment. So all these things make their perspective, because when we are born, we are born with an open book. Then the notes and the things, the pages are written by the people, by the perspective, the other things which are hold on. So we cannot have the same perspective. And it's in India we see like parents as a godly figure, but they're not. They can also have a different perspective. So I tried to understand then what I want to do and what not. So in the starting it was difficult, but slowly by slowly they understood like this guy can find their own way in any particular situation. So they give the faith on me, and I started traveling. And when I started travel, I was traveling by trains, buses, and even hitchhiking, and sometimes walks also. So like that I used to travel.
Right. Oh.
True, and that too we have had this COVID timing now, and obviously parents would be concerned. So how did you develop this passion, Rohan? Like in my case, I told you my parents were very interested in traveling, and that's how I, developed this passion. How did you develop this? Because your parents were not so supportive initially for traveling.
So I believe from my childhood I was very inquisitive about learning about different religion, about different cultures, about different languages. So when I get into that very deeply, I understood in all the three aspects there is travel, which is a very indulgent thing, which is a very vain thing in all the three things: language, religion, and travel. If you see in Hinduism, there is Ram who was a traveler. If you see in Islam, there was Prophet Muhammad who was a traveler. If you see in Christianity, there is Jesus who was a traveler. In Buddhism, there is Buddha. Adi Shankacharya, Vivekanand, Mahavir, and Guru Nanak Ji, and many people like that. They were a traveler. They learned many things from their travel. They got enlightenment when they were traveling. Even if you see in every stories of kings and queens, there is travel included. Even in the culture of India, if you see, there was a culture of India where there were homes built in a certain way, in a typical way, where the verandas will be kept outside of the home, and there anybody can sleep without asking a single question, without hesitating, and nobody will question him why he slept there. And the next day when he woke up, he will give him food without asking. So this all the things made a big impact on my mind. Even if you see the 4 sacred dhams of India, the 4 sacred pilgrimage centers of India, which is located in each and every corner of India. If you see in North India there is Badrinath, in West India there is Dwarka, in East India there is Puri, in South India there is Rameshwaram. So they made with a purpose, because nowadays people travel by car, by train, by buses, by flight even. So it's not bad or good, I'm saying. It's just the perspective of learning. So when we go by walk or by lift or anything like such, when we go slow, I mean, so we learn a lot, because in English there is a poem, there is a saying, where there is no pain, there is no gain. Simple as that. So जब तक कष्ट नहीं होगा, जब तक कुछ सीखने को नहीं मिलेगा, इतना सिंपल सा बात है. So when, for example, a person is going from Badrinath to Dwarka, which is around 1000 kilometers. So the pain, the journey is more important than the destination. The destination will be there. It will be the same. But the journey will be always different. The journey will keep on learning. The journey will keep on teaching. That's what made a huge impact on my mind. And later, I was thinking to do this kind of travel, but it didn't give me a push. But when I came on my 18th years of my life, I came across a concept or a living called as Gurukulam. So I was very excited. I got very fascinated by the way they used to learn in the Gurukulam system of education, because that system of education was really enthralling, because there was a relationship between a guru and his shishya, which was so sacred and pure. Like they will not take a single money from the shishya, and in the return, with the respect, when they go from the Gurukulam, they can give their respect in the manner of anything. even if you see, I was very excited to go in the Gurukulam, but I cannot join because Gurukulam starts from 4 years and it goes till 20 to 25 years of the life. But I was already 18 and joining a Gurukulam is not possible at that age. So I thought what to do. I researched more, I talked to many people, and I got to know there was a yatra they used to proceed on. That yatra was called as Desatan. Desatan, Desatanam, Desantar. Different call, different places. So
Right.
what it means, like traveling around India, going around India. So I also tried to do the same kind of practice, imitate the same practice, because they used to go by walk without money, learn about the different people, about this different cultures, different languages, also learn about how to become a better individual, better human, even to broaden one's perspective towards life. So when I understood that, I also came on this journey with some exception and with some changes, because change is inevitable. We have to make changes. So with some changes, I came on the same yatra called as Desatan.
Right. So, friends, you can see that Rohan is quite knowledgeable, and not only that, he is very clear about his expectation, what he exactly wants in his life, right? So, Rohan, what are the places that you have visited so far? We would
So I started my journey from Varanasi, UP, from the sacred land of Varanasi, UP. Took a deep in the holy water of Ganga. Started from UP, then Rajasthan, Haryana, Delhi, Chandigarh, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, Goa, Pondicherry, and also Telangana. So it's been 16 states so far, 500 days, and 2.5 kilometers, 25,000 kilometers of walking, and 25,000 kilometers of lift by any way.
look at his energy and his guts, friends. Kudos to you, Rohan. I mean, really appreciate that. Now, since I know that you are, a student, you are studying, Rohan. So, how do you manage the finances? Because traveling, it has its own expenses, right? There is accommodation, there's ticket booking. I mean, whenever anybody hear the word traveling, they know that you really have to be financially, some kind of stability should be there so that you can spend on traveling. So, how do you manage the finances? We would like to know.
So when I started my journey, I had only 2,500 rupees in my hand. Later, with that, 1,000 rupees got stole or robbed. I don't know. So after that, I was very wondering, like, really what to do and what not. But there was one thing in my journey which remained as constant. There's nothing as constant as people, even myself, even the situation, even the temperature, even the climate, even the places. But there's one thing was constant throughout my journey so far, which was humanity. And humanity is the only thing which fueled me. And all the people, nature, and even the people, which helped me throughout the journey. Because when I lost my 2,500 rupees, like it got spended, I thought what to do and what not. But people give the faith on me, and people help me throughout my journey. If I need a lift, people help me. If I want a place, they help me. They offer that place. Many times people offer their food even. So it's all about people. I'm nothing without the people. I've slept in many places because for different people, traveling means differently. For some people, going on a trip in a luxurious manner will be a trip. For some people, eating at a 5-star hotel will be a wonderful delight. It is not like it's good or bad, but I don't have that fascination towards that thing. I have more fascination towards language, culture, and religion, that kind of sector. So I don't more believe on how much comfortable bed I get, how good food I get, how good the lift I get, or do I get a BMW or do I get a old vehicle or something like that. It doesn't matter to me. So I slept in multiple places. I've slept from temples, gurudwara, churches, mosque, ashrams, police station, ambulance, hospitals, cricket stadium, football stadium, people's veranda. When the corporate office gets shut, I also sleep in the outside of that. Sometimes I slept in 1-star to 5-star hotel also. People have offered me. Many times people homes and even in restaurants. So wherever I get the place, I sleep. And for example, I made a reason for food. If anybody offers me anything, I will accept that, but I will not ask anything from anyone. So for example, if anybody offers me anything, I accept, because anything given in any form, it's a form of a love. Love cannot be denied in any matter. So I accept any kind of love, but I don't ask anything from anyone. And if somebody, for example, there are times if you go in jungle, there will be no human. So how can you survive in that? So I don't ask anything in that matter. So if I see any hotel or something like that, I go there, I tell them I can volunteer at that place, and whatever you think in return you can give me, they can give me. So that's how the thing works. Or I have volunteered in many places like farms, hostel, hotels, dog shelters, cooking in a cafe that I didn't know, but later I turned into a chef, and also constructing one cafe, and even one time in Tamil Nadu school. So there are multiple things I've did. Whatever I get the opportunity, I see as a enriching and exciting learning. So I proceed for that. I don't see problem as a problem. That's the main thing. Because problem is everywhere. Problem is from the Ambani to the rich, to the poorest man on earth. It's about our vision, how we see.
You are very courageous, I must say, Rohan. I mean, by traveling like this at this age, you are very bold, and that we all agree. But also, constantly, because you are getting exposed to all unknown people, places that you have been there, and that too, especially now in this COVID time when everywhere it's pandemic time. How you are managing the safety, Rohan? Because you are exposed constantly to unknown people, unknown places, roads. You are traveling India at this time also by walk. You are meeting people. Have you not encountered the virus?
Actually, to be frank, I really don't know, because I try to wear mask oftenly, but wearing mask regularly is also a problem. Like, because I'm always like almost you can say like 24/7 outside. So if I wear mask 24/7, it's really a big fuss. So I try to wear mask wherever I get in contact with people. But I don't know. Maybe Corona hit me, but I didn't recognize. I have tested 9 times, and out of the 9 times, I got negative. I even took one dose of vaccine, and the next dose is coming soon. So I literally don't know how it didn't got stuck. Maybe I am equipped with the virus, because maybe I got in touch many times and I'm outside, so my resistance become more powerful. Maybe.
Oh my God, Rohan, that's really something very funny also at the same time. But please do take the second dose of the vaccination. Don't forget. I really wish you healthy life ahead, and you need to achieve so much more. So tell me now, Rohan, that you have visited so many places, and you have traveled by so many ways, also hitchhiking. I heard that you have also traveled by BMW once. Is it true?
Yeah.
Wow. So traveling like this brings a lot of challenges, I'm sure. So what are the challenges, if I have to ask you, that you have faced while traveling in this way, Rohan?
See, to be frank, really I don't see challenge. Like, maybe in the certain moment I see as a challenge, because I want to get equipped and get overpass of that particular thing. But later when I see as a learning, because everything which I do is a part of a learning. If I thought in the starting the journey would be very easy, the journey would be very comfy and all the things, it will be very superficial, because I knew from the beginning the journey would be hard, the journey would be learning. So that's why I took into this. If I wanted a very comfy and a easy life, I would sit back in my home and sleep or do the normal work.
Yes.
But I wanted a hard life. I wanted to live in the lonely walk, the hard life. So that's why I came into this. But yeah, there are challenges, like sometimes we cannot find humans even. When I go in jungles, there are jungles where I cannot find a single human. One time I was just walking for 12 hours and there was no one I can see, even no water for drinking. And even there was very crazy animals on the way even. So there is always challenges, but it's about a vision, how we see, I believe. Like एक हिंदी में एक बहुत अच्छा एक सीरियल आता था, उसको बोलते थे तारक मेहता का उल्टा चश्मा. They used to say, परेशानी तो सबके साथ, बस नजरिए की है बात. So that's the only thing I ponder upon.
Correct. So it is, not the problem, but our way of looking at that problem, all that matters. Well said, Rohan. So what is the best part of traveling, you think, Rohan? Like, you have been traveling in this way, and according to you, what is the best part? What is the best thing that you are learning by traveling in this way?
The best way I believe I am learning is about people. Like how generous and how amazing the people are. Whenever I meet people, I get amazed, because there's so much of amazing people out there. I couldn't believe, like, people have gone out of the way to help me out. They have poured unconditional love. Like I've gotten in people's home where there was no food to eat, like, and people brought egg for me to tell me like you'll get energized food. Sometimes people gave me their bed. They were only having one bed in their home. They said, Rohan, please sleep on the top. Please sleep on the bed. We'll sleep down. I requested them, but they were so lovable, I cannot deny. So there were ways, there were times. People have gone out of the way. People haven't slept for me to make me comfortable, to make me protect, even in forests and places like that. People have given me food. People have shared their food in the ways, in the places where showing the humanity is also a task.
Yes, in fact, even I came to know about incident that I have, learned from your stories, and I would like to share that with my viewers here. When Rohan was traveling in a forest, and there was no one in the nearby, and then somehow he found people and human and local people there, and asked for the accommodation. They said they cannot provide him accommodation inside the room because it's also a pandemic time. They don't know him, so could not provide the accommodation. But there's someone who said that you can in fact stay, you can put a camp and stay near to that shop, and that's our shop. The shop will be closed, but you can stay there, you can sleep there. So Rohan slept, and when next day he woke up, he was scared because the person who was looking at him was fully red-eyed and staring at him. So he was naturally little scared and asked about his behavior in this manner. And then he said that he did not sleep the entire night just to protect him from the wild animals there. So that kind of humanity, in fact, friends, that Rohan is talking about here.
Even one time I remember I was in Kerala. I was shivering in the cold because of the rains and all the things. And it was very crazy situation because in Kerala the problem is there's numerous amount of coconut trees. So when the rain and the wind happens, there's a bigger chance the coconut can fall down and can struck you. And if it struck you, there's no chance you will survive. So it was very hard. Like I got into one place where there was a shed. I standed there and there was almost no network. But came a person from the God, or maybe I don't know, an angel for me. And he told me, Rohan, what's your problem? Like I asked him, like, can you give me your mobile? He said, sure, why not? So he gave me his mobile, and I talked to the person I was concerned to go to my place. And his place was, like, my host place was at least 40 kilometers away. And I told him about my situation, and he came 40 kilometers away to pick me up in his bike, where it was a very dangerous situation. He cannot survive. Even if any coconut can struck him, there's no chance he will survive. But he took the risk in the night, shivering in the cold, and came up to me to just pick me up and take to his home and help me from nowhere. So there are people like that who really feel me and made me feel good. That's what I'm learning in this main journey.
And when we want to do good, there's some superpower who is definitely going to guide you through the path, Rohan, isn't it? So what is the best place that you have traveled so far in terms of your learning, if I have to ask you, Rohan?
That's a very tough question to be answering, because I see like every place has a learning thing. Every place has something to offer. There's no certain place like which doesn't offer. It's about our vision, as I said. Like if you really want, it's about our intent actually. How we see, how our intent is. If our intent is very positive, so we can learn from everything. Because everything which a human does is very different. As a rainbow, you see, as a rainbow has the 7 colors are very different. In the humans, in the same manner, all the humans are very different. There are numerous amounts of people which does the different work. There are a lot of colors. There are lakhs and crores of colors which are very different. So it's the same manner, no? So from every people we can learn something. That's how I do. So to be frank, I may say I cannot name a place as such, but I can say Kerala was one of the places where I learned a lot of things.
Okay. So good to know that you like all the places that you have traveled so far, Rohan. And what's your future plan then, Rohan? You want to continue like this? You want to complete your yatra journey by covering all the places in India?
See, like again, when we say traveling to all the places, I don't believe in that, because as a human we can only occupy and we can only see a small amount of places. Because I thought, like, in the beginning, like, I can travel all the places on the human earth, but later I realized I cannot, because I gone to one place in Mysore. I was staying in Mysore for a month. I learned things, Kutu, say karate, fencing, Kannada, and even many other things. So when I was there, I traveled to almost all the Mysore. But then there came a guy who told me there's a place called as Krishna Raja Dam. So
Correct.
I explored. I thought, literally, I explored every place on Mysore, but there's came another place. Then when
KRS Dam is very famous, in fact, in Mysore. Yeah.
absolutely. But then there is a guy who told me, like, there is a hill which is little far away, which is really amazing. And then there came this guy who said, like, there's 30-40 kilometers away there is a town called Gundlupete, where there is a forest which is very nearby. So I understood one thing: I cannot travel all the places, but I can only be grateful for whatever the places I see. So that's what my now the aim is. Like, whatever places I see, I have to be grateful for the God to let me see the places I can see, because there are a lot of people which cannot see the places I can see. So I have to be grateful for that, and whatever places I can see, I see. So for one more year, I'm thinking to stay in India. Then after that, all the whatever places I can cover, like majorly the northeast part, I will be going, like Sikkim, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Bengal, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and also. So after that, I'll be going from Delhi to Siberia.
Yes, we would like to know about that. What is your plan about going to Siberia? Are you going to literally walk and go to Siberia, and what are the countries you are going to cover on the way? Walking to Siberia.
So in the same manner as I'm traveling in India, I'm traveling by walk and lift. If anybody offers me lift, I also take the lift. So in the same manner, I'll be going across that part also. So it will be almost like maybe 30 to 35 or 40,000 kilometers approx, till Siberia, till Oymyakon, the coldest place on earth, because Oymyakon ranks the coldest place on earth, minus 72 degrees Celsius to be named as in numbers. And no Indian have been there from India, starting from India. So I'll be the first Indian to start from India and go from India to till Siberia. So by saying that, I'll be going from Delhi to Kolkata, Kolkata to Bangladesh, Bangladesh to Northeast India, later to Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, China, Hong Kong, Macau, Mongolia, then Russia, Siberia, and then finally the coldest place on earth, Oymyakon.
Friends, please shower your blessings and love for Rohan, who has been showering and spreading humanity and traveling everywhere across country. He wants to travel out of the country and reach out to people, and also spreading the the noble thought of not using plastic anymore at this age. In fact, I remember at his age, when we were in college, and people who are in the college, we would have been comfortable in the homely atmosphere, would be chilling out with your friends, would be not so much thinking in this ground. In fact, we would have been planning for your future, what we are going to do at this point of time. So here comes someone who is walking the country by his own, who is breaking the myth of the normal way of how education is, and learning by his own, by reaching out to people, meeting people, knowing the culture, understanding the languages. So here all the blessings goes out to Rohan. And Rohan, my last questions to you would be, now, what kind of suggestion you would like to give to all the people out there, especially the younger generation who loves traveling, who are fascinated towards traveling? What kind of suggestion you would like to give for all our viewers?
I want to say, like, just explore, just go out places and explore, because exploring is the wonderful thing, is a wonderful aspect of humans we always adhere to the most. Because when we see exploring can be in any form. It can only not be by the way of traveling. It can be from the inner way to the outer way, inner self and outer self. Because why we want to explore? Because I'll just want to give an example, a simple explanation. Just imagine there is a well beside your home, and you always go to 2 kilometers to just fill up your bottle or your matka or the vessel you want to in your home. But there is a well which in your beside which you doesn't know. So if you explore that, you can just fill up from the next well which is in the behind, which is in the beside of you. But you go always 2 kilometers because you haven't explored. So exploring is the wonderful aspect of life. If you explore, you can know what your good thing is, what is best for you and what is not. Because every human has a different way to do things and to learn things. So for me, the thing can work. Maybe for you, it cannot work. So just explore. Whatever works for you, just go on that. Because it's life. Live your life. That's the best way.
So live life at its best. So you truly believe, Rohan, like in this way the learning has been much more for you than the contemporary studies that you would have achieved in colleges. Is it, Rohan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Rohan, to cultivate you in the show Traveler's Treasure in the channel Unstoppable Digital Traveling, Oxygen for Life. And we wish to get you back once you achieve much more, reach to Siberia and come back and then again talk to us and tell your journeys throughout, Rohan. All the very best to you from all of the viewers out there. I do wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Stay connected. Stay safe, Rohan. All the very best to you.
Best.
Thanks. Dhanyawada.